what's funny? The difference between Republicans and Democrats is Republicans, we will crash out over issues that are worth crashing out over, like missing children, like open borders.
Conservative TikToker Avia Amber really thought she was cooking here with this one, but failed to do the self-reflection necessary to stop herself from sharing this comically false take with the world.
Yeah, real stuff, like the names of bodies of water, the war on Christmas.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them.
Well, the war on Christmas is not real. They tell you it all the time. It's totally fake. And if you believe in it, you're dumb. You watch Fox News or something.
Isn't it amazing, the attack, the assault? It's just unbridled and seemingly unprecedented against Christmas.
It has to do with, at the root of it, it has to do with two things: abortion and the gay rights agenda.
You know, today we're talking a lot about sexual harassment. Well, cases like this are examples of spiritual harassment. And look, this is a part of the larger, not just war on Christmas, but the war against Christianity.
The war on Christmas heads to Sin City.
Because there wasn't anybody else fighting this war on Christmas. I'll take kudos for that.
War on Christmas. And John, you've got a book with that title.
Yeah, I did write a book about it, and I thought maybe we'd be done with it.
And the war on Christmas may be worse than ever.
There is an attack on Christmas, which is kind of the tip of the spear when it comes to an even greater battle brewing.
They mock the idea there is a war on Christmas, even as they wage it.
Not only do these manufactured conservative grievances give credibility to and justify their victimhood complex, but they simultaneously provide convenient distractions to keep the voter base focused while oligarchs and corporations siphon our wealth directly into their pockets.
We're going back to plastic straws. These things don't work. I've had them many times, and on occasion they break, they explode. If something's hot, they don't last very long, like a matter of minutes, sometimes a matter of seconds. It's a ridiculous situation.
Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStrom Show. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
Whether you look like a woman enough to go in a woman's bathroom, cancel culture, being politically correct, or as you probably know it, not being able to say slurs anymore. So keep waiting, I guess. Literally no one has brought up this straw thing until you just did. I think it's because we're a little preoccupied on whether or not women get the same access to healthcare based on where they live, including you, Cruella.
Every accusation these clowns levy against people they perceive to be on the left always turns out to be a confession. Just think about how warped your political priorities must be if you're focused on the other side of the aisle's reaction to an executive order or piece of policy instead of the real world effects of said order or policy. As we've seen since the lead up to the first Trump administration, his supporters would rather vote against their own economic interests and watch as the country burns, all because they got to own the libs in the process.
Remember when you guys freaked out when Obama wore a tan suit one time? You remember that? Colin Kaepernick took a knee and almost ended democracy for you people. Be for real, okay?
Speaking of ending democracy.
Is he a Nazi supporter? I had many of my liberal friends say to me, Lizzie, I'm so worried about you with Elon coming into power. You know, all this Nazi support, you're Jewish. Turns out, Elon has a Jewish child that he procreated with a Jewish woman. Does this sound like Nazi behavior to you?
Good Trouble also has the smoke for our country's insecure, bigoted, shadow president Elon Musk, and everyone willingly defending his Nazi-adjacent behavior, like his incredibly odd obsession with single-handedly populating the earth, eugenics, and colonization.
Izzy, Thomas Jefferson had children with some of the women that he enslaved. Does that make him not a racist? By the way, what you're doing right now is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It is so embarrassing, Lizzie. Holy shit.
He's not wrong. even without all the racist garbage Elon has been spewing recently, it is wildly embarrassing to defend the world's richest man who wouldn't think twice about sacrificing your life if it made him a profit. These people couldn't care less about materially improving the quality of your life. And the sooner both libs and conservatives finally realize that billionaires are the enemies and inherently hostile to our success, the better off the country will be.
We should be able to disagree and shake hands and not have this fighting.
Yeah.
When people in the family are fighting and hating it, that's not right. It should be, okay, I don't agree with you. You're entitled to your opinion, but at the end of the day, we're still family. Right. That's what we need. We need to get back to core issues.
Piggybacking on that, what were your thoughts on January 6th?
Well, I mean, if you look at the facts, the Democrats were responsible for that.
I don't think you'll find anyone who seriously believes that cordial disagreements shouldn't be the norm, but when the disagreement stems from something as objectively false as the Dems being responsible for January 6th or the 2020 election being rigged, how could you find common ground when you're operating in two completely different realities? Riddle me that.
What is the problem with gay marriage in your mind?
It doesn't exist. Who gives the right to marry people, the church or the government?
It depends on where you are, you know.
God is the one that marries people, and it's never been between a man, two men or two women. It's always been one man and one woman since the beginning of time. That's how you got here.
And so why does gay marriage affect your life?
It affects everyone's life. If you start telling these they can get married, next you'll start saying they can have babies. We already have that in America.
And how does that affect your life?
It affects everyone's life because now you're usurping God's authority by saying the state or the government replaces God.
And how does that affect your life?
I just told you. I love my neighbor as I love myself. You know.
Does that include gay neighbors?
No.
Maybe there isn't so much, AK ultras and them messing with people's brains and then having them go and shoot up schools so they can get gun laws so that they can take guns out of our hands.
Or when the disagreement comes from not recognizing the human dignity of entire groups of people based solely on your specific flavor of religious beliefs. The ruling class knows all too well that playing into bigotry and fear are the most effective tactics to consolidate their power further. So by welcoming these bigots to the fold and boosting their beliefs, cynically or not, voters are given something other than the elites to blame all of their life's problems on, like gay marriage, immigration, trans athletes, and whatever else they can focus, test, and come up with. All the while, this has been the plan from the jump.
Something very big is happening this year, and it's part of the structure around which all of this chaos is occurring. Because why is Elon Musk raiding the Treasury? Why are they suspending federal funding? This goes beyond being a Democrat or a Republican. This is anarchy. This is just taking all this stuff over. So why at the core are we doing this? In addition to just sheer hatred, because as we see, Elon Musk, maybe you can take the boy out of apartheid, but you can't take apartheid out of the boy, apparently. He's out here doing Nazi salutes, so whatever. But in addition to a white supremacist, whatever it is that they want to do, let's talk about, you always comes down to follow the money. We are talking about grotesque levels of tax cuts that they issued at that time. We're talking about CEOs and people being able to them proposing tax cuts on tax write-offs on yachts and private jets, but most importantly, some of the most broad-based tax cuts for the rich and the 1% in this country that we have ever seen. That happened in 2017. So why is that important to today? Those tax cuts had a sunset period. And that sunset period occurs in 2025. 2025. So now we're here. And right now, what is happening is that all of these tax cuts that billionaires and millionaires have been just getting high off the hog on over the last couple of years are now about to run dry if they do not reauthorize them, if they do not extend them, and not only if they do not extend them, but ideally they want to add to them. Massive tax cuts for some of the largest corporations that exist in America and in the world. And so they have a massive thing at stake. So right now their task is to extend these tax cuts. And what Elon Musk wants is for these tax cuts to not only be extended, but to apply to him in a larger way than ever before so that he can amass even more money than ever before.
If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.